If you learn to use the gift of your own words wisely, it can give you a fortune and build you an incredible life. And it gives us a sort of motivation that our effort is seen, which means if they can see me now, when I do more, will also be seen. Here we are talking about your ability to continuously apply your creativity to solving problems whenever they arise. Then you have found one of the greatest skills that you can have in the world. It will make you successful 10 times over once you understand it and use it to everybody's advantage.
Welcome to the Glow Council, where we talk about everything personal development and business development.
So let's get on to the next clip and then we'll talk about it again quickly.
Promote. Promotion now pays staggering money. Now the company comes up with what we call major promotions. Here's what you've got to come up with: the smaller promotions. The company comes up with major recognition. You've got to come up with small recognition for your people around you. The top 5. The company's got top 5. You've got your own top 5 in maybe 2 or 3 categories. Top 5, top 5, top 5. And those little recognitions, to reach certain levels in the company, you have to take major steps. But for you, recognition, let them take small steps. Here's one of the secrets of your kind of business: rewarding people for small steps of progress. Rewarding people. Sometimes it's just recognition, handshake, pat on the back. Mary, you're doing a fabulous job. That's what works magic. It's better than money.
Here it talks about promotion and promoting people. Your ability to promote people when they are doing well, that's what this really means. And you can also call that recognition. That is recognizing people for a job that they've done. It doesn't have to be a big deal or a big recognition. It could be just a thank you or hey Grace, you are doing a great job. We all want to be recognized. And it gives us a sort of motivation that our effort is seen, which means if they can see me now, when I do more, I will also be seen. These are very simple things, but they have to be continuously practiced in your team, in your business, with your stakeholders, and even in your relationships. I'll keep mentioning the issue of relationships. In business, for example, your ability to promote and recognize people will make people gravitate more towards you, and they will also want to do more things for you and with you. So those simple, small recognitions you give your people will also be very vital in encouraging them to do more and improve from where they are currently. If, let's say, Mercy needs to go handle this particular project, and in order for her to accomplish, she needs to go through 4 stages, for instance. You can encourage her at every stage she completes, even if it's as simple as, well done, and a reassuring smile. This will affect her in ways that aren't necessarily quantifiable, and she will be inclined, to do more naturally. So let's go on to the next skill, and then we'll come back again to talk about it.
Money is a bit unimportant. Here's what's important: ingenuity. The best place to wake up your ingenuity is what you're doing right now. Representing a unique product and getting customers, recruiting distributors, and promoting and all this stuff. Ingenuity. Figuring out a way. If it doesn't work this way, we'll work another way. I used my ingenuity, made a fortune. I learned promotion and it paid money.
So this one is actually one of my favorites, and it's ingenuity. The speaker here is talking about your ingenuity. You may find a few meanings for the word ingenuity in the dictionary, but here we are talking about your ability to continuously apply your creativity to solving problems, whenever they arise. And problems, do come up, if you are doing something really great. In my own view, when you move with the philosophy that you can and will find solutions to any problems or obstacles that come your way, then you have found one of the greatest skills that you can have in the world. Like the speaker said, you must know that if something doesn't work this way, then for whatever reason, it must work in another way. But let me also say here that there are times when if you don't find a way, the way to go is to not do anything. And I can tell you for a fact that the ability also comes from your ingenuity and creativity, which is something we can also have an extensive discussion about, possibly in another video. So for your business or your family, it is important that, you have the skill and philosophy of always figuring out a way. Have people around you who have the same philosophy. And when you surround yourself with others who think this way, what you will see happen for you and your people is that every problem or, every recession or whatever comes, every challenge that comes your way will be crushed just with almost any certainty whenever they come. So we will go into the next clip again now, come back after we listen to it and analyze what Mr. Rohn has just said.
Here's the next I learned, communication, how to conduct a meeting. I learned identification, logic and reason, attack and confess, solution. Simple deals on communication. Wasn't easy for me at first. I stood up to give my first presentation, my mind sat back down. Right? Y'all been through that? Opened my mouth, nothing came out for a while. But here's what I did. I did it again. Just jot that phrase down. I did it again. That's the secret to how I got here. 35, 40 years later, it's how I got here. I did it once, it was uncomfortable. That first presentation was so lousy, if I hadn't have been doing it, I'd have gone home. It was not that good. But here's the secret to how I got here. I did it again, and then I did it again, and then I did it again, and I did it again. I remember when I first decided to be a little more animated, right? And walk out away from the podium, right? Get out from just behind the podium. So I got out there, and then I thought, how do you get back? Whoa, I'm stranded out here. Remember those times? Doing something for the first time? So, learn communication. How to affect other people with words. That's the greatest art in the world to learn. How to affect other people with words. Key phrase, don't be lazy in language. If you learn to use the gift of your own language wisely, it can make you a fortune and build an incredible life.
So now this is, I feel like I've said many of them are my favorites, but this is also my favorite, communication. Simply put as how to affect other people with words. Some people will argue that communication is possibly the greatest skill to have because it is only through some form of interaction that we can show or tell people, what we have to offer them. I believe the ability to think and imagine may be on the same level with communication or, possibly higher. And it's interesting that even to think and imagine properly, we actually do need words. Learning and owning the skill of communication involves knowing the words, in whichever language the communication will be done. It also involves your ability to pay close attention to your audience and those you are communicating with. It is also important that you must know what you want to say and say it properly in order for you to communicate effectively. In your business, you must be able to, conduct meetings with your team, facilitate discussions, conversations, and even, brainstorming sessions if the need be. You must also know how to communicate to a group or to an individual. You must know the things that are best to say to an individual rather than saying it in a group. When others are there, you must, know how to play these things properly. Part of knowing how to communicate in your business or relationships is also your ability to read people in a manner that can inform the way you respond and, relate back with them. You should know when to come off softer and when to communicate and pass your message a little bit stronger. So these skills are very, very important in communication. So really can't cover everything here today, but these are some of the simple deals in communication. And like the speaker said, how to affect other people with words is the greatest art in the world. And I'll leave you with that and one final parting phrase on the skill of communication, which is that if you learn to use the gift of your own words wisely, it can give you a fortune and build you an incredible life. So let's watch the next, I believe, the final clip, and we'll come back and, wrap things up.
Now here's the ultimate skill to learn that can transform your life and the life of whoever will listen. The ability to inspire. Inspire means help people to look up a little higher than where they are and wish they could get there, and inspire them that it's possible. Here's how we inspire: by our own testimonial. If I can do it, you can do it. Here's how else we inspire: by others' testimonial. If they can do it, Mary, you can do it. Getting people to see themselves better than they are. Getting people to see themselves richer than they are. Getting people to see themselves more capable next year than they are this year. Getting to see themselves in the future. To help both your kids and your people, here's what you must learn to do. Number one, help people to see themselves as they are. If people have made mistakes, they got to know it. You can't go on making mistakes and hope to achieve. Mistakes have to be corrected. And you've got to do it with your children. Help them to see themselves as they are. If they've messed up, here's what you've got to say. You've messed up. But here's what's important as a parent. Don't leave them in the mess. Some parents, tell their kids they've messed up and then they leave them in the mess. They don't paint a better picture. Here's what you could become with just a couple of more changes.
The ability to inspire people is also one skill that can build you the life of your dreams. Your ability to inspire the people around you will make you successful 10 times over once you understand it and use it to everybody's advantage. So this includes your ability to inspire your team and inspire people you have any form of relationship with, really. People don't take note of this, but it's important. And just like Mr. Rohn has said, inspire means the ability to help people close to you to look up, for them to see themselves where they are now, and then you help them see themselves where they can be. And finally, you inspire them to get from where they are to where they want to be. In order to be able to inspire people, whether it is your kids, your family, or your team members, you must be able to help them first see themselves the way they are, and to help them see themselves where they are. This is very crucial because people need to know where they stand for them to be able to leap from where they stand to somewhere else. And as Mr. Rohn has said again, one of the better ways to inspire people is through your own testimonials. Tell them how you did it and let them see how much of a novice you were like them before you did it. You can also inspire them by sharing other people's testimonials so they can see that if other people can do it, then there's nothing stopping them also. They can also do it. So when you inspire people, you also help them to see themselves capable of doing more than they are currently doing. In business, for example, you can inspire your sales team by helping them understand the numbers and helping them understand the law of averages. We can talk about that in another place as it relates to selling. And by doing so, you help them see how they can do better from their current numbers to higher numbers. Let me give a random example that relates to inspiring someone before wrapping up. I remember growing up as a little boy, and my folks would tell me, Babatunde, you are here now in primary school. When you do this and you do that and you do well and you come top in your class, you'll be able to get admission into King's College, and then you can study in the university, and then you can have your own business or career someday. That was their own way of inspiring me to see where I was and the things I will have to do in order to get where I want to be. So in a nutshell, your ability to help people see themselves in the future is a skill that will continue to keep you relevant and can build you a sweet, successful, and incredible life. So wow, we are done, and incredible stuff from Mr. Rohn. I hope your words and wisdom live forever. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have discussed 7 or I think 8 or so of the soft skills that you can master that will build you a wonderful, business and even personal life. As long as you are conscious about them and you are intentional about using them in your day-to-day practice, or in your day-to-day practices. I particularly want to speak more about these soft skills because they are not talked about enough. Maybe it's because they are in the core of success and greatness, or maybe it's because people aren't just aware of how powerful they are. But here they are. We've put them out here for you, and I want you to take some more time to explore them. They may not make all the sense now, but explore them and use them to your benefits and to the benefit of your family and your business. What we have done today is that we've given you an abridged version that is also adapted from one of Mr. Jim Rohn's lectures. And I hope that these words bless you for many years to come, as they have continued to bless me until today. We would also add a link to the original clip for Mr. Rohn's 7 skills that changed my life and his life, for those who want to enjoy the full clip. And until the next video, kindly subscribe, so you see our videos easily when they are out there. And do not forget to share with anyone you believe will benefit, something from this video. Thank you, and I wish you all joy and greatness. Ciao.